There we have it. The South African cabinet has finally been announced after a grilling couple of days where every single person in the country has been waiting to know, when is our government being announced? Well, now we have it. The government has been announced. Now, the interesting question that people are asking themselves is, who are the ministers? What are their roles? What are they going to be able to achieve? But most importantly, people are asking themselves to say, what does this mean for the nation? We've also got a story on SARS, what's going on there, billions being disputed that could really harm a JSE-listed company. And I'm going to take you through all of that today. But let's begin.
After more than a month since South Africa held its national and provincial elections on May the 29th, President Cyril Ramaphosa finally announced his new Government of National Unity cabinet last night. Now, for the past few weeks, political parties taking part in the Government of National Unity have been behind closed doors negotiating in what some have described as the most difficult process in our country's 30 years of democracy. Now, the cabinet appointments will also pave the way for the 7th administration and provincial legislatures governments to begin their work for the next 5 years. So to talk to us more about these cabinet appointments.
It has now finally been announced, and a lot of people are saying, what does this mean for our country? What does this mean looking at the fact that we've got a new cabinet? What are the changes? What can the people out there expect? And I'm going to take you through all of it now. It was announced, as all of you know, that South Africa's got a new cabinet. And yeah, mixed emotions coming out of everybody. So South Africa's Ramaphosa unveils new coalition cabinet. Following intense negotiations, South Africa's president has appointed opposition politicians to key ministerial positions in new cabinet, while the ANC retained 20 positions, including key ministries. Now, South Africa's president has announced the government on Sunday yesterday, with the former opposition parties getting 12 out of the 32 portfolios. So we've got people that have formed part of what is called a GNU, which is actually a coalition government, as any of you have known. And we've got 12 ministerial positions that have been given to them out of the 32. Now, the ANC kept 20, and they've given away 12. The key ministries such as Foreign Affairs, Finance, Defense, Justice, and Police, the ANC have kept those. A statement from the party welcomed the president's announcement as an important step forward and a testament of resilience to our democracy. The largest coalition partner, the DA, they had 6 portfolios, including Home Affairs, Environment, Public Works, and the DA leader, John Steenhuisen, who's 44 years old, was appointed Minister of Agriculture. A statement from the party hailed a new era in South Africa's democratic journey, where they would have zero tolerance for corruption. The Zulu Nationalist eNCA Freedom Party, the Anti-Immigration Party, Patriotic Alliance, and the right-winged Afrikaans Party, Freedom Front Plus, are the smaller parties that got 6 cabinet places between them. This included the responsibility for land reform, correctional services, sports, and tourism. Now, this has never been done before. It's something new in the country. And people are saying these negotiations were tough. People are saying that what can they expect moving forward? And we're hearing all sorts of things that are coming out and that people are saying that are very, very interesting. I want to know from you, what are your thoughts about the new cabinet ministers? What do you think? Do you think the right decisions were made? Do you think the right people got into cabinet? What are your thoughts? Now, what's very important to note is that there is a mixture of different political ideologies. We've got some leftist parties, we've got some right parties, we've got a lot of different parties that stand for different things that are all part of this big coalition that we're seeing in our country. Now, the EFF said that they had confirmed their long-standing view that the GNU was nothing but a smokescreen for the ANC to secure a predetermined grand coalition with a racist DA. That's what the ANC has come out and said. And a couple of people are criticizing. They're saying that this is an increased and bloated cabinet that the taxpayers are going to have to pay for. Now, you will remember that this cabinet is now bigger than the one before. If you look, there are some new ministries that have been added. There are also certain areas where we've got 2 deputy ministers that have been added. So it is a very bloated cabinet. It is a bigger cabinet. It is a bigger government spend. They've not reduced anything. They've rather increased. So a lot of comments coming out there. If you look, and a lot of ministries now have 2 deputy ministers instead of 1. And it was criticized already to say, South African government, we are spending too much on ministers. And the cabinet is very bloated. It should be reduced. And there's one thing I have to come and say with regards to this, which is, I agree. The cabinet we have is too big. We expected that the cabinet will become smaller and more consolidated. It has now become bigger, and in some places we've got 2 deputy ministers. Now, here's the thing. We have 3 spheres of government. Local, which is municipalities. We've got provincial, which is all 9 provinces. And then we've got national. Now, the national government is just becoming bigger by adding on more ministers and more deputy ministers. We would have expected it to become smaller. It's just become bigger. Is this a solution? Is this a way moving forward? What are your thoughts regarding this? Now, the markets have reacted positively. They have increased, as you can see. The apps has increased. First Rand has increased. Growth Point has increased. The JSE has increased. Nedbank has increased. Shoprite has increased. Standard Bank has increased. A lot of people are saying that they welcome the revealing of the 7th administration. You will remember that South Africa is a new democracy. We've only had 7 administrations as of now. And Ramaphosa affirmed Paul Mashatile as the deputy president and announced John Stuinhuissen as the Minister of Agriculture. Now, the DA, as I've said, has got 12 posts, 6 ministers, 6 deputy ministers. And other parties that have secured 1 ministerial post, the Good Party, the IFP, the Freedom Fund Plus, the Patriotic Alliance, the PAC, which got land reform, which is quite interesting, the UDM, where he's now the deputy minister, and Al Jamaa Party. Now, these are all the parties that received. Now, we saw on Sunday night, just ahead of the GNU cabinet announcement, that the rand firmed below the psychological 18 rand to the US dollar, marking a 1% gain, and a lot of things are happening. The former Joburg mayor, Park Stow, he's been appointed as the Minister of Trade and Industry and Competition, while the Department of Public Enterprises, DME, will be no more. Now, a lot of people were talking about how the DA wanted the Department of Trade and Industry, and the ANC has retained that. They have not given it away. There were a lot of people that came and said that that should not happen. We also had the Black Economic Council coming out. We also had a lot of institutions coming out and saying, ANC, do not give this away. And I see that they've retained it there. Now, one thing that has happened is that the Public Enterprises Department has now been scratched. We are being told that the public enterprises are going to now go back into, or rather go into, the control of the presidency. Now, this is interesting. It's raising some alarms. People are asking questions to say, what does this mean for public enterprises? Are we going to see them scratched? Are we going to see them sold to the highest bidder? Are we going to see our country being run by capitalists, running even what we know as state-owned enterprises? So discussions around the much contested trade and industry department, we saw that happening, and we saw that happening. Now, Pravin Gordhan, who headed DPE, announced before elections that he would be retiring, while the former DTIC minister, Ibrahim Patel, confirmed that he would not be coming back to cabinet. And on Sunday, Ramaphosa confirmed that there will no longer be a Ministry of Public Enterprises. He pointed out that the coordination of the relevant public enterprises will be located in the presidency during the process of implementing a new shareholder model. And people are asking themselves to say, what is this shareholder model? What does it mean? Or what's going to be happening with the shareholder model. Now, there's been lots of comments that have also come out of Twitter, and I want you to have a look at some of them there. People are saying, Naledi Pando, go rest, mama. You have served us well. And someone is saying, I hate this thing with passion. He's a serious curse in our lifetime, cabinet. There we have it. We're also seeing some images of the cabinet that are coming out, that these are the people that are going to be part of cabinet, some of the ministers coming out. Somebody says, Tato says, Minister of Defense and Military, they'll bomb us here. Yes, Angie Motshekga is now the new Minister of Defense and Military. She's no longer the Minister of Education, and lots of memes are coming out of that. People are saying, Kitseni chomi phakathi. And a lot of memes are coming out of there. A lot of people saying all sorts of things. And very interesting to see how people are reacting to the new cabinet. Now, we have the Freedom Front Plus president. He is now the Minister of Correctional Services, and people are saying no more sex tapes, no more Nike for Thabo Bester, 1 meal a day, no more DSTV for prisoners, no more phones for prisoners, guilty before even proving innocent. We are cooking. These are all the memes that are coming out and that we are seeing that are currently happening at the moment. Somebody's saying, John Steenhuisen is the new Minister of Agriculture. These are the moves that he's making. I found this meme really funny. They're saying that's going to be John Steenhuisen preparing. People are saying Angie's Defence Force. They're criticizing that. We're seeing a lot of critics coming out, a lot of comments happening. But the interesting thing that we saw is that 34-year-old Siviwe, she is now the Minister of Education. She was the leader of the DA in Parliament, and now she is the Minister of Basic Education. So people are saying that, hey, she's got a lot of work cut out for her, a lot of stuff that she needs to get done as that Minister of Education. So that's very interesting. Some videos here of people saying Angie's Defence Force, people saying Angie Motshekga after the bombing Eswatini and Lesotho by mistake. Lots of memes coming out there, people commenting on all of that. We're also seeing that the General Bantu Holomisa is now serving as a Deputy Minister of Defence. What a time to be alive there. We're seeing the comments coming out there. And somebody saying, what does Angie Motshekga know about the Ministry of Defence? What qualifications does she have regarding this portfolio? These people don't take us seriously. So there is a lot of comments coming out of there. Now, one interesting appointment that we're also seeing is of Gayton Mckenzie, the leader of the PA. He has now become the Minister of Sports and Recreation. Now, this is interesting as people are saying, firstly, he has taken over the ministry that was or had Zizi Kodwa as its leader. He is now the new Minister of Sports and Arts and Culture. And lots of comments coming out. People know that he is a former convicted felon, but however, he has dealt with that and he has served his time. In a redemptive arc like few others in the Rainbow Nation, the leader of the Patriotic Alliance, Gayton Mckenzie has gone from cell blocks to starting blocks. President Cyril Ramaphosa announced his cabinet for the 7th administration on Sunday, diving up the positions in the Government of National Unity. Surprises include a few people there. But yes, the PA leader will lead the Sports, Arts and Culture Ministry, taking over from graft-accused ANC MP Zizi Kodwa. And he says, thank you for the well-wishing messages. I will reply shortly. I'm just busy getting ready. I have work to do. They were seeing some memes that he's pointing out. The Minister of Sports, Arts and Recreation, Gayton Mckenzie. Now, we are seeing that he did want to be the Minister of Home Affairs or the Minister of Police, but however, that did not happen. He is the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture. He is also saying that he's going to donate 100% of his 1.27 million rand annual MP salary. He's going to donate it to charity. And this is very interesting. I mean, some of the stuff he says, they laughed when I said I wanted to become an entrepreneur. Today, I am a millionaire. They laughed when I said that I want to start a political party. Today, we are represented in all 9 levels of government. They laughed when I had put my hand up for a minister position. They have not learned. And today, he is a minister. A unique story and unique journey to ministry. Gayton Mckenzie is almost symptomatic. He was found guilty of armed robbery in 1996. He was released from prison in 2003. He formed the Patriotic Alliance Party in 2023, and 11 years later, he is representing us as a minister in the international stages of our sporting events there. And a lot of people are saying this is an inspiring story. And he's written a lot of motivational threads. Says, I joined the gangs at the age of 13 as an ice boy. Aged 15, I was a soldier of the gang. Age 16, I started own gang. My life consisted of going in and out of jail. I soon became a wanted person by various divisions of police. I was arrested at age 21. And going into this Monday, I want to say to you that there is a story here. It is inspiration. It's a story saying, yes, you can be from prison. Yes, you can have the darkest past. Yes, you can be a convicted criminal, but they can be a change in your life. And I'm in no way saying that I'm endorsing Gayton Mckenzie, but what I am saying is that there is a story here to be seen, and this story is something that you cannot ignore. So there he is. He is our new Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture. And people are already saying day one of Lord Gayton Mckenzie in the Office of Sports, Arts and Culture, and we've already won 2 BET awards. They're saying service delivery in less than 24 hours. If you will remember, we had yesterday the BET awards, and things are happening already. Congratulations to 2 ladies. We want to assure South Africans that we will not be a ministry that will be content with congratulating artists and creatives only, but we will go out and unearth more Tylers and more Makadzis, help us find more future superstars. So yes, here they are. Both of them have won awards. Congratulations to the awards that they've won. We are already seeing that in less than 24 hours, people are saying Gayton Mckenzie has already started functioning as the Minister of Arts and Culture. And yeah, very interesting. What are your thoughts about the new cabinet? What do you think about all the officials of the new cabinet? What are your thoughts there? Let us hear them. Now, very interesting. We have a small party, the FF Plus, and they are now in a ministerial position. No freedom in front when you're in prison. Groenewald and other GNU leaders get cabinet rewards. Now he is going to be in charge of all our prisons. Very interesting there. Joining the Government of National Unity has proven to be fruitful for several leaders. And he's now going to be the Minister of Correctional Services. Very interesting to see that happening. Groenewald has been leader of his party since 2016, and he's an MP from 1994 to 1999, and then again from 2001. He then recently served as a member of the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Policing, and now he's going to be the Minister of Correctional Services. We're also seeing other leaders as well, like the IFP president. He's been appointed to take over as the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, and some deputies as well that have been listed. A very interesting cabinet, very interesting things happening in our cabinet. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? We've got the Minister of Agriculture, John Steenhuisen. We also have a lot of deputy ministers that are new. And we also have some ANC people that were ministers, and now they're going to be serving as deputy ministers to DA leaders as well there. So very interesting things happening in cabinet. We're also seeing that DIRCO is now being taken over by Ronald Lamula, who was the former Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development. Now we have got a new minister there in Thembi Nkanimeng, and a lot of different things that are going on within there. And we're also seeing that the Deputy Minister of Public Affairs, of Public Works, is Sihle Zikalala. He was the minister, now he is the deputy minister, and we're seeing that the minister there is a DA person, and he is now the deputy of that minister. Very interesting things happening there. I wonder how he is going to take it. Is he going to be able to be led by a DA minister and serve as a deputy minister? Very interesting there. And the deputy minister of many different departments changing there. So we're really seeing a new government taking shape. What are your thoughts? What are your inputs? Do you like what is going on? Do you not like it? What are your thoughts with regards to that? Now, a very important podcast that we've got coming to you every single Monday for this reason podcast, and I encourage each and every one of you to check it out. We used to have it on my page, the Mpho Dagada page, but we've moved it now to live on its own. And in the first week of it existing, we've got 511 subscribers. Thank you so much to everybody that's subscribed. If you have not yet subscribed, please do me a favor and go and subscribe for This Reason podcast, For This Reason at 2024. Make sure you subscribe. Let's get our subscriber base to 2,500 before the end of this week. So please assist us by doing that. Go and subscribe and turn on all notifications. We did our first interview that we posted here with a black-owned investment firm, and this week we have got an interesting interview that I want each and every one of you to go check out. And yes, let's do the right thing. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you are watching. We are bringing you amazing. How do we ensure that the skills we're talking about are implemented in these schools?
I understood the importance of teachers, right? And I realized that It's actually quite sad and tragic that teachers aren't getting paid what they deserve. So I think it's a payment thing to make teaching a more appealable career to those people that have the skills and have the competence and are willing to teach.
You're quite young and you're married.
I got married when I was 29, so just before COVID in 2019, yeah.
Is it worth it to get married in your 20s?
When you meet the right girl and you know deep down that she's the one, then you go for it.
The age just keeps on moving when it comes to marriage.
I'm glad that I got married at the time that I did, because just 6 months later we entered lockdown and there we were. At least we were married. We were together in lockdown, not living separate lives.
How do you guys run your finances as a family?
Whatever we make, we bring in together and try to decide from there how we're going to best use this to multiply it and how we're going to best use this to move forward as a couple.
There you have it.
Thank you so much
For
for
this
this.
reason, please make sure that you go and watch that very important episode. You know, one of the things that I've come to learn about watching podcasts is that it helps you become better. It helps you understand how other people approach life and how they live their life. You're able to look at your notes and understand and adjust and also learn from them. But also, you're able to continue to be inspired and motivated. Because when we hear other people's stories and challenges and what they've been through, we ourselves can draw strength and be encouraged. So ensure that you go and watch For This Reason. Every Monday, 9 o'clock, we drop you an episode. Go out there and watch it. Now, a very interesting story coming out, and I want to just quickly take you through it because I want to teach something from it, but I also want us to understand some critical things here. SARS puts tax dispute with Kumba's flagship mine on ice. The tax agency and iron ore producer agreed to hold fire until courts adjudicate their dispute. SARS has agreed to cease fire with Shishen Iron Ore Company ahead of its legal showdown before the Supreme Court of Appeal in September in a case that might leave a hole in the company's books if the appeal court rules in the tax agency's favor. The outcome of the dispute will also go a long way in determining what is tax deductible when mining houses expand their operations and relocate third-party infrastructure, particularly when relocating communities. SARS has issued the company with additional income tax assessments covering the 2012-2014 years of assessment relating to tax audit of the deductibility of certain expenditures incurred in expansion of the Sishen mine. Now, mining. They make a lot of money in our country. They ship off our minerals. I am happy when I am seeing that they are being held to higher tax standards. Because let's be honest, these mining companies dig from what God has created. They ship off, they don't beneficiate, they don't help the communities as much as they should. And it's good to see the taxman starting to hold them more accountable. That if you are mining in South Africa, you can't just ship off the money and take it to another country. No, you must redevelop and you must also pay the rightful amount to SARS so that the money can be used by government to help develop and better our people's lives. Very important. So there's been a dispute where these mining companies find loopholes. And basically what this mining company is saying is that they've moved certain infrastructure, they've done this and that for the community, and as a result, they believe that that was tax deductible, etc. And SARS is saying, we are not quite sure, pay back the money. And they're calling out and saying, no, but if we pay back the money, we lose so much money. What are your thoughts? I think mining companies should be paying back the money. Why? Because they get away with so much. And our government continues to lose out of that money. The outcome of this dispute will go a long way in determining what's deductible when mining houses expand their operations. SARS has issued the company with additional tax assessments. The company has objected to their assessments, but SARS disallowed the objection. The tax authority contends that deductions claimed do not hold water, with SARS having already scored a victory at the tax court, a ruling in appealing its objection. And yeah, we're going to be seeing more of these things happen. And here's what I'm saying. SARS, go after all the mining companies. Your Anglo-Americans, let's go and dig in. The Glencores, let's go and dig in. These companies must be held responsible, and they must ensure that they pay the right amount of SARS, because we see year and year they benefit from our country, yet they find interesting ways and loopholes within the tax system so that they don't pay tax. So hold them accountable, ensure that this happens. And I just want to read here, it says that the court shut down SIOC's appeal against the disallowance of certain expenses, but upheld the appeal against disallowance of other expenses. So understatement, penalties, and interest. After this judgment, SARS told SIOC it intended to order the 2015 to 2018 years of assessment. SIOC is controlled by SA's largest iron ore producer, Kumba, and the minority partner Exxaro. Kumba has a 75.37 stake in SIOC, an entity it manages. The mine is Kumba's flagship operation. The remaining 24.63 interest in the entity is held by Exxaro, the 21%, and the rest is owned by SIOC Community Development Trust, the SIOC Employee Share Ownership Trust. Kumba referred Business Day to its latest financial statements for a response to the dispute. A note in the financial statement says, during May 2023, SARS informed SIOC that the audit of the 2019-2020 tax years have been put on hold pending the outcome of the litigation. The appeal and the audits concerned the same subject matter. The result of the appeal is likely to be determined of a substantial number, if not all, the issues to be transversed in the audit. Now, a mouthful going out there, but financially, as businesses continue to make profits from South Africa and Africa, I believe that they should be held accountable to SARS, and I believe that they should pay what is due to the taxman, and they should not be invading tax. And the fact that this matter went to the tax court and they lost it, and they're appealing, and they're continuing to create so much noise around, SARS should not be doing this, etc., etc. I think that SARS should be holding people accountable, and I commend the people that are at SARS to ensure that these companies continue to play. One thing I always say, SARS should not go after black entrepreneurs, especially the youth that are starting out in business. I believe that young people below 30 years of age, 35 years, the youth, they should not be targeted by SARS. They are new in business, they are learning. But once you are over 35, you should be paying your tax fully. You should be careful about your tax. And I truly believe that below 35, they should not be paying tax. Why is the youth, majority of them unemployed and suffering in this country, being forced to pay tax? I believe young people should not be paying tax. But when you reach 35, you should be. Why? Because young people are starting out in life. They still need to buy their houses, their cars. They've just started working. Why are you taxing them so heavily in the beginning? Let us tax the companies that have been there for many years and that continue to make money in our country. And let us tax the adults that have had an opportunity to start off their life. But young people should not be paying tax. That's my thoughts. What are your thoughts around that? Remember, the Best Finance Show is out. And I want each and every one of you to go out there and check it out. That's where we discuss all things finances. And many of you have said that you wanted the Best Finance Show to come out. And yes, the Best Finance Show is out. And we have all sorts of information that's going to educate you on how you can become a financial best. So make sure that you do so. So the first episode is out. I know some of you have watched it. Some of you have not watched it. Go out there and watch it. The Best Finance Show is back and it is bigger than before. And the first episode, there it is. And we will continue to bring you more episodes as we go on and more sound bites that will educate you and teach you about all things that we are discussing on the show. So make sure you subscribe and make sure that you turn on notifications so you don't miss out on anything that we give you on the Best Finance Show. And lastly, thank you so much for joining me. Please ensure that you like, you subscribe, and you leave a comment. It helps us grow immensely. And I'll be seeing you very, very soon. Thank you.